on, YouTube? It's I, that guy named Jay. So I have I really ain't gonna call it a dilemma. It's actually a good problem to have, I think. And it's a decision that I think that I've pretty much made, but I just have, I have my moments where I don't know, if that's what I really want to do, or if I'm gonna stick with it, So I figure, I'll be reading my comments, man, because of the extra time I have now that I'm back on the road. And some of y'all just be trolling, some of y'all just be talking shit because you don't like me. But some of y'all actually be saying some things that make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you that. It's a couple of, I know one of the people I really like their comments a lot is, I think it's No Hippie Barbecue. Shout out to him. And it's a couple of other older that seems, you can always tell how the people talk and the way they articulate their comments, the angle that they're coming from. At least that's what you can only assume, because, you can only assume so much through the internet. But, so some of y'all be giving out good sound advice, and, you don't just call me an idiot without giving me ways of not being an idiot in your opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I can respect that. So I figure I ask this question and see what type of comments I get, see what type of replies I get. And even though, like I said, I'm pretty confident on what I'm gonna do, but I just want to see. I might as well put it out there, man. Content. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I should have got over. This motorcycle was coming up. Oh well, it's all good. So my situation is this. I'm trying to figure out now, with me being back on the road and making the money that I'm able to make, and able to manage it better, save more, and things to that nature. Should my next step, after I finish reopening my LLC and actually opening up another LLC, so I'll have 2 LLCs by the end of this year, and potentially another one next year. It just depends on, what I decide to do. But my question is, should I, once I get my emergency fund, little $1,000 saved back up, I'm not too far from it, but once I get that $1,000 saved up, should I continue on with the Dave Ramsey plan that I was on in regards to paying off my debt through the debt snowball, and just going 150% strictly on that, besides, maintaining my normal everyday life, which was very inexpensive, and then the life of my family, very inexpensive, making sure that is squared away. But should I focus on paying off all my debt, or, as some people have told me, should I focus on getting my credit, which is in the mid to high 500s right now, which is a big improvement. When I first came into trucking, my credit score was in the low 400s, just a little bit of information. So it definitely has improved. It's not where I wanted to be for sure, but it has improved. Focus on getting that to a point where I become qualified to try to buy a truck. So more or less, should I start saving to buy a truck right now, or should I start saving to pay off my debt? Or should I just not save to pay off debt, but should I just start paying off debt, small bills? No, I think it starts with, you go small bills and then all the way up to the big bills. So that's what I'm trying to decide. What should I do? That's what I'm trying to decide. As far as like my thought process is this. I feel like I should focus on paying off my debt because, one, I don't have a lot of it. I don't know, a rough estimate will probably be about $20,000. Yeah, that's probably a rough estimate, about $20,000 in debt. So my thought process is, man, if I pay off my debt, it'll just create a lifestyle that, I've never known anyone to live, where you don't owe anybody, so you really have a little bit more of a, I guess, quote unquote, security blanket to fall on if you do decide to do anything business-wise or things of that nature, because you don't owe anybody, you know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, it's just, I got other people, it's almost like having devils on one shoulder, angels on the other. The angels are the ones telling me to pay off my debt, become debt-free, become a small percentage of Americans who don't owe anybody anything. But the devil, I guess, for lack of a better term, is telling me you need to go ahead and get a truck, because what you're doing, you're leaving money on the table. The real money in trucking is in ownership. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like for me, I like the way I look at it, I can do both. Like, I'm going to do both, let me be clear. But the thing is, I feel like paying off debt is more of a short-term situation. Like, because I feel like if I go balls to the walls like I should have been going this entire time, I could be debt-free probably by spring of 2019. Summer at the very, very latest. But I really think spring of 2019, I could be debt-free. Same thing as far as getting a truck. I think if I go balls to the wall, I probably could have a truck before then. But like, I could get a truck, you know, the type of truck I want by spring of 2019. But then you got to think about it. It's like, okay, am I really ready to own a truck? You know, some would say absolutely not. Some would say possibly. I mean, dumber people, I feel like dumber people have owned trucks. So it's just like, you just gotta, at that point, you just gotta look at your own situation, and you gotta ask yourself what it is that you want to do. And that's what I have to ask myself. What is this quote unquote lifestyle that you keep telling everybody you're trying to live? And I feel like for the lifestyle that I want to live long term, paying off debt is almost a must. Especially because I'm so close. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it just will put me on a whole nother level of thinking and how I move with my money and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And as I could pay off my debt, and then once I pay off my debt, not long after, I could still go get a truck. You know what I'm saying? Because realistically, if I'm really thinking about it now, I really want to, like, this situation I'm in right now with this position, it kind of fits me perfectly, because this is how I probably would run my truck. This is probably how I will run my truck once I get in my truck. You know, going out for a month at a time or 2 months at a time, coming home for a week to 2 weeks or something like that. Or if I stay out 2 to 3 weeks, coming home for 3 to 5 days. That's probably that's the intention of how I have to run a truck once it's in my name. That's when I have my own truck. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like as far as the work schedule, for lack of a better term, it's exactly how I want it to be. You know, I go out for 2 weeks, come home for 3 days. Go out for 3 weeks, come home for 5 days. Go out for a month, come home for a full 7 days. As far as the money goes, I really feel like ballpark, I'm close to making what I could make. Nah, no, I'm not. I ain't gonna try to play. I'm not, but I'm not far. Put it like that. I'm closer than I would be if I would have stayed where I was at, local. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the flip side is that is being on a 1099. I don't have nowhere near as many expenses as I would if I owned the truck. Like, my two biggest expenses is fuel and the truck payment, and I can't write that off. So it just, it's just, you gotta kind of, I guess I'm trying to figure out, how long I'm gonna stay here. You know what I'm saying? Off jump, I could stay here for at least a year to 2 years and do just fine. For real. Like, if I'm being honest. That's not saying I wouldn't open other businesses, you know what I'm saying, invest in other businesses back home or things to that nature. Or that's not to say, I've even had a thought of paying for a truck cash eventually, a cheap truck, and running some local lanes back home and just hiring a driver and putting in that truck back home. That's another thought. But at the end of the day, I feel like all of those business like ideas that come through my head, I feel like before I should try to attempt to do those, it would just make a lot more sense if I was debt free. But some people disagree. Some people feel like, man, some debt is good debt and all this and that and this and the third. And I get that as well, you know what I'm saying? The credit score game and the, You know, you gotta have something to show the bank. So I'm just I don't know, I'm just thinking, man. I'm just trying to learn, trying to figure it out, and I'm just asking you guys. I want to see what you guys' opinions of that is. Should I pay off my debt first? Or, because really, I don't think I know any truckers on YouTube or YouTube truckers who have done that. And if I'm mistaken, somebody please post them up in the comments so I can go watch their videos to see their experience. But to my knowledge, everyone that I watch on YouTube, as far as trucking goes, when they started their lease or they bought their trucks, they all had some type of debt, which is what makes me think like, okay, not all debt is bad debt or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But then again, business debt and personal debt are two different things. So I'm referring to personal debt. So if anybody knows anybody who went into business with no personal debt, again, let me know so I can reach out to them and ask them to get their experience, because there's no one out here who has done it to my knowledge. So I'd like to get their take on it. Or if you've done it, comment. Like let me know. Y'all, you know, you come at me for everything else. Give me some good advice for once. all that shit y'all be talking in the comments. Dog. So, you know, you know what I'm saying? That's my dilemma. These are the things that I think about driving out here on the road as far as my short-term goals. Long-term goals, long-term goals are just the obvious, you know, having a small fleet, having multiple businesses. But it's just, I feel like for me, I can't even begin to try to think about long-term goals until I start accomplishing some short-term goals. My biggest goal for me is to get more consistent, obviously. So until I get consistent with short-term goals, it don't even matter what my long-term goals is, because I'll never get there because I can't stay consistent enough to do the short-term. And if you can't do short-term goals, you can't get to the long-term goals. And that's just how I'm carrying it. That's how I'm carrying it, man. So that's where my head at. That's what I feel. Somebody let me know. Tell me what you think. Put it in the comments. Share this video somewhere or whatever, where you think somebody could, you know, use this type of information and help me. I don't know, help somebody. I don't know. I just need some help, man. Help me, please. Help me, please. But as always, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God Family Trucking. Gone.